Hey guys, I'm the 50s Kid. In the previous video, we restored the new interior the new rear seat interior that I have for this E90 because I got the folding rear seats out of the junkyard and it didn't come with it, and I really need those. So I got them from a junkyard and I restored them because they weren't that good. There was ink writing on the lower seat and there was a tear and some area was abraded away, and we restored the whole thing. It looks brand new. It's amazing. So in this video, we are going to install it in the car. So let's get started. All right, let's get the old stuff out of here. With the bottom seat, this should just pull up. Yep, just like that, and that just kind of comes right out. Wow, looks like we got some treasure here. A dirty quarter, a couple of quarters, who knows what. Okay, this is all really disgusting and I've got to clean it up and vacuum it out a little bit and all that stuff. So let's do a time lapse of that. In case anybody was wondering what that tool was, it's a Bissell Steam Shot. Okay, so you're inside the trunk with me and we are looking up underneath the seat. So this is the back of the seat and this is the top, and this is where it's hooked in. There's like a latch up here. So we're just gonna need to release that latch by manipulating this mechanism in here. And I believe what you do is get up in here and push it backwards like that, and I think that released it, or maybe it's not backwards, maybe it's not forwards, it's backwards like this. So I think what happened just now is I broke the mechanism. So what I did was I pulled out these two 13mm fasteners from here, and now that, you know, should come out a little bit. I'm hoping I can maybe manipulate it with a screwdriver from the front and kind of get it unlatched. But yeah, that did not go according to plan. I did this other side first and it went fine, but I messed up this side. So I believe that it's bolted in the center right here. I think they're T50s. Okay, yep, that's it. And you just got to lift up slightly, and that's it. So in my case, I got to take it out this way. Yeah. Looks like some pads for a TENS unit or something. That's interesting. Just looking at this here, I believe there's a bracket that I did not grab from the donor car. Where the two sides kind of hook into, where they pivot on. I'm going to need to get that. And I also realized, looking at this now, that on the donor car, I remember this, it had a buckle. Like this part was a buckle and then it snapped in right there. So I guess you can unbuckle it and that makes it easier to put the thing down. And it had been cut on the car. So I didn't take it. And it looks like I probably will need to source one of those. It's not the most inconvenient thing because I can just pull this all the way down and kind of, you know, put the seat down that way. So it's not the biggest deal in the world to me. But yeah, I probably do want that. But it's not necessary for right now. Okay, I think I'm gonna go to the junkyard right now, grab that little bracket before that car disappears. All right, guys, I am back. It was a success. I got this piece along with the two bolts that you need to install it. This straight side goes up like this. Okay, now I also grabbed the buckle for here. And you remember I said it was cut. Well, there happened to be another car in that junkyard with fold down rear seats, but this time the interior color was beige. So I didn't take anything from that, but the seat buckle is the same color, just black. So I did take that just now. Problem is, it's kind of a pain to install. You actually have to remove this rear shelf in order to do it. And the way you do that is you actually have to remove these side bolsters here and here, which is not too big a deal. It's just two things. Yeah, there's some I think they were T40s here on these bolts in the center that let those come out, and then that's basically it. I'm just a little bit hesitant to pull these side bolsters out just because I've done it a couple of times in the junkyard so far, and sometimes they crack. Sometimes they're a little bit brittle, so I'm just going to be careful here. Real careful with these clips. Let's see, it's a T20. I've got gloves on so I don't make this dirty. So what you do is you got to pull up and then it'll pull out. Like that. So there's these two clips on the side and they fit in these two slots, and as you saw, you have to pull up so that you get to this open area, and that's essentially what you do. That one was a little more of a pain. T40s. So those just lay aside. So we have these little clips here that we have to take out anyway, that kind of hold this thing down. So while we're at it, we're just going to take out these right here. And that was the 13. I have 2 latches to install where those were, so we'll do that. But first we want to get this out of here. So at this point, this should just pop up. It's kind of clipped into the back. You know, I think I might do this without even taking this out of here, unclipping it in the back, because I can reach the bolt that's that this is tied down to, snap down to. So I'm gonna unbolt it down here, which should be a T50. Oh, there it is. T50. So that's the belt. Now this just snaps out. Right, so that snaps out and then it's split in the center. So that comes out. Now the belt can go through. The buckle can go through like that. And there is a 16 millimeter bolt or nut holding this buckle in. And I can just slip this up underneath there, I think. Actually, I don't know if there's enough room for that. Maybe I would get the stubby, actually. Let's try the stubby. Cool. First use of the Milwaukee stubby. Let's see if we can do it. The question is there enough reach? Yeah, there's enough length. I got it loose. Yeah, I can remove the nut by hand now. The spinning sound is the washer. When the nut's taking more work. Yeah, I got it. Okay, take that out. Take this out. Hopefully there's room enough to... So that was the nut. I'm hoping there's enough room to slip this out from under. I'm gonna pull this down. I think so. Yeah, boom. Well, that was easy. The nut goes on right there, so it just slips in there, and that's it. So we'll get our new one. So here it is. There's a buckle part down here. It's weird how, you know, it doesn't have a button that you can push. It's got this slot, so you need like you need to stick your key in there or something. Yeah, it's weird how they did that. The one that was cut from the car that I took the seats from actually had a round button that you could push, but it wasn't in as good a shape. It was kind of dirty, so I took this one instead. Should be fine, right? Now here, the problem with these is they have to be level in order to get them out. There we go. All right, so let's slip this up through here. Just retracting too much. Got it. We want the buckle to come through. There we go. So with the buckle hanging down, it's going to slip in like this and sit right in place. Yep, I see it. Now we'll get our nut back in there. To be honest, I don't really need the stubby for this. A regular one would be fine. Regular ratchet. But this is what I grabbed. Okay. That should be good. Okay, so we've got our buckle in. Let's get our trim in. All right. So that's kind of how it'll be. That way I didn't have to unsnap anything up here, you know, no big deal. Okay, there's a piece of trim that goes along here since you're now gonna see this when the seats are folded down. So this is what it looks like. And it actually has these plastic pieces here that are gonna, I think they actually slip on from underneath, but they slip on and that's what holds it to this thing. So, slip it in there, and in there. Yep. Very cool. Now we just slip this down over the metal, like that. And we can put our plastic clips back in. Now we can put our trim back in. Oh, actually, I think I was supposed to put the latches in here first. I forgot. That's right. Those new latches I think are a little bigger. Let me double check that. So when you're taking this out in the junkyard, if that's where you're getting them from or whatever, that's how they come out. You have to open the latch and then this little barrel slips through like that. And then on the other side, it kind of slips out. When it's in, it snaps into there. But yeah, then you can slip it out. So you have to take it apart in order to get it in. And I'm just trying to recall which, okay, I see what it is. There's a hump, so this one goes to that side. There's a little, see how it's kind of up at an angle like this? And this is also up at an angle. So that one goes there, this one goes here. Oh, and I think there might be some places where the screws go that I did not take. Arg. Yeah, I can see that there's no clip for where the screws are supposed to go. There's screws that go in here and here. And the clip that they're supposed to go to, I think, is not there on this car. So that's great. I'll have to figure that out. And this is probably not going to fit in there. Yeah, so I was right. This has to come back off. So let's unclip that and get this in. Let's figure out where that hole was. It's right back around here. Don't worry, I'll give you a view of it from the other side so you can understand. We'll reuse those two bolts. So that one's good. Hey, there we go. And now we can put these in, get this trim back in. So with the way that the trim works, I think we can just hit it in like that. Oh, we gotta make sure that that's poked in down there. Yeah, that part's poked in. Okay, I can put this back on. That's that. Uno más. So make sure both of those clips are in where they're supposed to go before you start whacking it. I believe that is all the modifications we really need to make, and we just need to get that buckle in where it goes. T50. Cool. That's our buckle. So now for our buckles, or the safety thingies. Okay, I promised you an explanation of this latch. This is what it looks like when we're looking up from the bottom. And what you want to do is you want to slip your tool in here, grab this little ear right here, and then you just pivot against this point right here, and that opens the latch. So that's all it is. So I was kind of confused by this white thing. I was pushing it back and forth, and just ignore that completely. It's supposed to go, put your tool in right there and go like that. So guys, that's where the hole is, and the latch is basically about right here. So you can just reach back and stick the cable through the hole. You can see it comes to about here, and here's the latch, and you can see that it's got this big part right here that's supposed to fit in there. It's actually missing a piece. See how there's this little guy in the center that kind of clips on, and that's not on this one. I guess I broke that on this one. So, and there's also these two holes where bolts go, and this is what the bolt looks like, and it's supposed to go up into here. And obviously there's supposed to be a little thing that clips in here that holds the screw, and I didn't realize that, and I didn't grab that. So if I put this in here, it's really not going to be perfect. So I think I'm going to refrain, since this is broken. I'm going to go back to that second car that I was talking about that has, you know, the fold down rear seats. It still had its latches. I'll just grab this latch tomorrow. I'll be more careful when I remove it, and I will get these two things. It's too late to go back there today. Okay guys, to get this installed, we have to take out these little things right here. They are covering up the holes where, or the threaded holes where the fold down seats are gonna bolt in. One on each side. Okay guys, the trick to doing this is you put this side in and you pull it through all the way so that it's like past this big point right here. There's like a tapered point on the inside, and you can use that to turn the seat out like that. Maybe not so far down, but you kind of get the idea. Give it a little bit of an angle. This way, you have an angle to put this in. There we go. Smack it a couple of times. Smack it around. Hey, look at that. All right, now let's put the side bolsters in and the seat bottom in. And then there's a snap. And that's it. Here it is. Put this up through here, and then there's that buckle that goes up through here. There we go. Okay, I get it. I guess it kind of goes like that. Somebody can correct me if that's not the right way, but I think that that is. Maybe like that, or just like that. Okay, and then that just pushes down. And that's it. Whoops. Hey, check that out. Now we have split fold rear seats. We have no ski bag thingy. Oh well, who cares? That works. I probably should clean those cup holders. I will. Check that out. That's pretty awesome. Really, really happy to have that now. Okay guys, I have the little clips that I took from the car in the junkyard, and they look like this. Let me show you. So they kind of look like this, and they go up in there, right like this. Okay. So when I was taking this from the junkyard, I stuck my little angled needle nose in through here, and I pressed down and I got this one out. I was unable to get this one out, so I was lucky that there were two different cars that had this setup in the junkyard, like I mentioned, and I took, you know, two from each, basically. So if you're planning to do this the way I did, I would just plan to buy these. They're probably not that expensive, maybe $10, $20 each from the BMW dealer, something like that. All right, so I did get another one of these with this part intact, and we're going to hook this up, rod in there. Okay, we're going to push this down into there, and you really got to snap it in like that, and when we pull, that will release the seat. And that's how that goes. And then we will snap this in. Okay, and the bolts look like this. We got two of them. They're 8 mils. Since they're going into plastic, I really don't want to overdo it. So yeah, that's it. I will do the same thing on the other side. I don't think we need to see that. So here you go, guys. Here's your finished product installed in the car. It's actually looking pretty incredible if you ask me. Really happy with the way this turned out. I mean, much, much better than I thought it would. Yeah, I mean, the back seat actually looks way better than the front seats. Let's take a look at what those look like. I mean, these look, I can tell they're just dirty. Now that I've done this and been up close with this, I can tell, you know, it's shiny on the bolster there. I can just see the dirt on it. I can definitely see the dirt alongside here. Let me put this light down. I can see the dirt alongside here. Maybe it's better if we do it that way. And then definitely here, you can see the dirt all along this edge right here. See that? Yeah, so I think at the very least, I'm gonna clean this for sure. And I think I actually might dye it in place as well. I think we'd have to be a little more careful with that, just so that we don't get it on like the belt, you know, gotta hide the belt away. You can see that that's dirty right there. I think I want to clean that as well. I'll do a little video on cleaning this up and maybe hitting it with some dye. Won't be able to drive it for 48 hours, but that'll be fine. Yeah, otherwise, it's really great. So I'm also realizing that this area right here, this is not dirt that's on top of the vinyl. This is just, I guess the dye has rubbed off a little bit or whatever, but we can simply re-dye that. Very easy. In fact, this whole thing looks really clean. I don't think we need to do the whole entire thing. I think we would just do this part right here and just re-dye that, and it'll look amazing. I'd probably tape off the trim here or maybe remove the trim just to make it easier. Yeah, for sure. And then I think on this centerpiece right here, I think I might try my hand at re-dyeing that just to see how it goes. Maybe remove it and try re-dyeing it. I have another one of these that I found in a junkyard that's a lot better, but it's not perfect. And this chrome strip has rubbed off on that piece. So I think I might try, I mean, I don't know. That might be interesting to just see if I can refurbish that. So I think I'm gonna offer the old seat and the seat bottom up for sale, probably on Facebook Marketplace, because this is not something that I could ship. So yeah, but hey, if any of you guys are in the LA area and you're interested in the back seats and the seat bottom, hit me up. We'll make a deal. There you go. Actually, it's fairly straightforward to install that in the vehicle. It can get a little tedious kind of installing that other seat belt. I suppose you don't have to. You can just leave the one that you have, although you really can't get it through the seat. You know, I mean, you'd have to unbolt it from the car and then put it through the seat and then bolt it back in. And, you know, it's doable if you don't want to change it, but I would go the extra mile and change it because it's just better. That's the OEM way. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm the 50s Kid. Thanks a lot for watching.